Hello, everyone, and welcome back to I Was Thinking with Nafis and Simone. I'm Simone, and it's just me. No, it's me and my guest. Nafis isn't with us this episode, but that's okay. Me and Macy, she's back for this one, and we are just gonna give you as much entertainment as if it was me and Nafis. So she'll be back next time. But how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me again.
Yes.
Excited to be here.
Thank you for coming back. And by coming back, I mean stopping the last recording and starting this one.
You're ruining the movie magic.
Am I breaking the fourth wall?
Yes.
Well, too bad. Anyway, so Macy, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about our concert experiences.
Yes, so this one should be a fun one.
Yeah, I don't have very many, and you have a lot.
So. You don't want to mention the ones you went to when you were a kid?
No.
You don't care?
It's an embarrassing time in my life.
It's not embarrassing, though. Why do you think it's embarrassing?
I don't, honestly, it's because I don't remember it. Like, I was too young to remember.
I mean,
so
I don't
if anyone's wondering, I went to an Aly and AJ concert when I was, 10.
Hey, Aly and AJ were big back then.
Yeah.
I still love them. I still listen to Potential Breakup Song on repeat.
I loved all their movies and whatnot. I was really obsessed with them when I was younger, but I don't remember anything about the concert. All I remember is getting rained on, so it's not a very good memory.
Was it outside?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We didn't pay that much for our seats, so we weren't under the covered part. And we ended up standing at the edge of the covered part, but we were still getting rain on our backs. So I wasn't super excited about it.
I mean, but that's still a concert memory, whether it's good or bad. It's still memory.
And it was so loud that my little child ears were like, ah!
I can't take the pressure.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd ever heard something so loud in my whole life. And I was a very calm, quiet child. I still am.
Yeah.
A very calm, quiet person. So I was it was culture shock. Oh my gosh.
Aww.
So.
Well, you also went to Jessie J
for
Universal. That was part of Mardi Gras, right? Because we live in Florida, so sometimes the Universal parks, they used to before COVID, do this Mardi Gras week where they would get a bunch of artists to perform, and they would have parades to celebrate Mardi Gras back in New Orleans.
So if you had a pass, if you were a resident and you had a pass, you could go to these concerts for free. And the only one I ever went to was Jessie J. And that was really good. And a lot of the Mardi Gras characters were walking around in stilts, and they had the cool makeup on. And it was just it's a very small stage, so you're very up close and personal, which was cool. And then you just sit on the ground. So we had blankets on the grass that we were sitting at, and it was kind of like a festival, but without the other participants. It was just her. So that was a fun experience. That's also where I finally made the decision to get my tattoo. That was the evening that I picked out the design. Not that that's super relevant, but I just remember,
I didn't know that.
I just remember drawing it and deciding it, and then less than 2 weeks later, I actually went and did it.
So see, I learned something new, just like the listeners did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was Macy's concert experience.
Well, besides the one we both went to that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, but I just went to start us off our earlier ones. Okay, well, I guess I didn't realize I've been to more concerts than I thought. I mean, because when you meet me, I seem like a pretty quiet person, but I'm pretty, I wouldn't say wild.
You get excited at concerts.
I get excited. I get into it. I really, when you look at me, I feel like people don't realize I listen to more of those pop type techno. Not too techno, because there's some techno to where it does hurt my ears. Mm-hmm. But I like the poppy tracks, the more hip hop.
I feel like pop has infused a lot of EDM kind of stuff, but not crazy.
Because it used to be two separate things. Yeah. But now they're kind of working together more.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely more electronic music involved.
And even with hip hop, more now I do listen to more actual hip hop. But when I was younger, I did, maybe because also how I was raised, I did the more poppy hip hop, just because I was younger. So try not to listen to too much explicit stuff.
Yeah, that's just what was given to us too. I feel like it was very And any like activities we did or like dances or stuff like that was just the kind of music people
or
played.
even like the dance pops, because like dance crazes when we were younger was kind of, well, they've always been around, but like the iconic ones. So like I couldn't go anywhere without hearing like the Cupid Shuffle,
yes,
or like the Cha Cha Slide.
Yes, all those dances that have like very, very simple steps
The
that
stanky
everyone
leg.
does. Yes.
What else? Walk It Out. I remember doing that in elementary school.
Yeah.
Or like I used to listen to a lot of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of my friends didn't realize Florida actually meant Florida. Are
I
you
didn't
one of
know.
them?
Yeah.
Okay. So
it makes total sense now, but it did not compute
the
in my brain.
shape of the F is of Florida.
Yeah, no, I was just not with
it's
it.
fine.
I don't know.
It's fine. And then I think I mentioned in the last episode when we were talking about how we got into K-pop, like some Black Eyed Peas, some T-Pain. Mm-hmm. Still listen to a lot of T-Pain. So.
Yeah, I remember listening to all that as well.
Fun fact, like in high school, he liked one of my Instagram posts.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I posted a video that we did for dance class for like our final, and we did one to one of his songs, and he liked it. I was like, wait, is this a fan account? Is this real? Is this fake? And I clicked on it, it was his real account. I'm like, I got noticed by T-Pain.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so concerts I've been to, which I had to write them down before we started recording, because I'm like, okay, my thoughts are everywhere. So I know my first one, I still had to probably been in elementary school for this. It was Miley Cyrus. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't the one where she was with the Jonas Brothers, because I think it was still the same tour, but it was one of those ones where like they interchanged the opening acts. I actually don't remember who opened her for, but I just remember it was the Jonas Brothers, and I was upset. Mm-hmm. So that was my first one, and my mom took me, but like it was mostly just kind of me standing up. I've sat next to a girl, so we were kind of cheering together, so that made me a little bit happy while she kind of just sat there. Mm-hmm. So that was one. I feel like I'm missing one. I don't know. The next one I had was like Austin Mahone / Becky G. So like that was kind of like in their earlier careers, and I know Becky G opened for Austin Mahone, and I was really into him when I was in high school. Which we're not gonna talk about that. Sorry to any still
Mahonies.
I think it was Mahomies.
Yeah, I knew they had some kind of fan name.
Oh, the cringe. Okay, next one was Kaylin and Miles, and I saw them twice. And I don't know if a lot of people knew who Kaylin and Miles was. So like before TikTok became popular, there was a great app called Vine. I think they got discovered through Vine. It was just it was a duo. I could have sworn I've talked about them around you. Yeah. Like, because there was like a black guy who was kind of tall and skinny, and then like the little white guy, and the white guy rapped, and the black guy song.
Yeah, I definitely have heard some of their stuff, and I knew that you liked them and had gone to see them.
Yeah. And I think they both still make music now, because I remember they like put out their first full-length album, and then like that was around like the end of the year, and then so the last concert I went to was that one. It was like a Christmas special, and then like the next year, like in January, they're like, okay guys, we're breaking up. I was like, what?
Oh gosh.
You've had one album. But yeah, I think they both still make music, but I mostly listen to Miles' music. He makes a lot of good music now that I really listen to. So that was that. And then they also played in Orlando the Playlist Live, which is actually where TXT was when they came here last year. So, but we didn't get to see them, and we'll talk about that later, because there's a reason why I didn't get to see them. And then the next one, I don't remember if this was before Kaylin and Miles. It might have been in between. It was Miley Cyrus again. So when she was, it was after the Bangers album. So she was going through the little thing. I just remember her coming from the ceiling sometimes, like riding a hot dog.
Oh my gosh.
And like the ginormous blow up like wolf she had at one point.
I remember seeing pictures of that.
Yeah, I think I still have some, but I saw her in Miami. And then after that, I still count these two next ones as concerts, but like those concert series that you see on TV through like Good Morning America or like the Today Show, people can get tickets for them for free if you register. You just have to, once you get the tickets, like if you're approved, you have to make sure you're there on time, because they give out so many tickets to where there's no limit, but there is a capacity. So even if you've got tickets, you're not guaranteed inside. Right. So when I was in New York for a summer, doing an internship, I saw Pitbull and I saw Demi Lovato. And through that one, I wasn't originally going to go, but that encouraged me to go to her concert that she had in Brooklyn with Nick Jonas when they were touring at the time. So that was pretty fun. And then that same summer, I also saw Fifth Harmony, which was interesting. I don't remember anything about that, but I was actually pretty close. I got some good seats off of, I think, StubHub. I mean, the way it was set up, it was still a pretty small venue because it was outdoors too, but I was really close. So that was cool. And then Todrick Hall, who is a YouTuber, but he sings and makes music, and I went to go see him. And I was really close for that one because I ended up, I don't know how they did it. Some workers came in the back and he was like, if you guys want these special box seatings, you can get like an upgrade for like extra $10. So I was like pretty much at the stage. But I had to stand in the back because they were reserved seats. And then the next one was BTS, which is what we're going to talk about soon. And then my last concert before the whole world went to hell was Eric Nam. And I got to meet Eric Nam through a meet and greet. I mean, it wasn't much. It was just one of those, like, you know, take a picture, say a few words, and then leave. And, like, I didn't post the picture on any of my social media just because the way they grouped us. So, like, usually it's, like, if it's just I was by myself. But they had us, like, no matter if you're by yourself or with a group, 5 people at a time take a picture with him. So it's me, him, and, like, 2 other people. And I didn't want to post
people you didn't know.
Yeah, like 2 complete strangers. I mean, I don't know if I'm on their social media. I could be if they posted that picture. But, yeah, it was nice. And, like, I was kind of standing off to the side at first because I didn't know those 2 people. So, like, Eric kind of had to make sure I was in the picture. So I thought that was really nice. Cool guy. I was like, come back. Please come back.
I really like him and would love to see him, so I hope he comes back after the world fixes itself.
Yeah, I mean, Orlando was pretty loud, so hopefully he comes back. I'm also sorry again I didn't invite you, because it was also in the middle of the week. I didn't know if I had to work or not. Yeah, it was also an impulse thing, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go see him. But yeah, those are all my concerts.
So we both have a concert in common, which is BTS in New York City, which we took a whole week to do. And we went and stayed with your brother, who lived in New York at the time. So that was really cool. We didn't have to find like a hotel or anything, and he lived super close to.
He was in the city. Yeah, like I mean, we stayed super
there.
Yeah, it still took a while to walk there, though.
Yeah, but like I think that was the closest major thing that people would know. That we were close to.
I mean, we say it's close, but it was still at least a couple streets down.
Yeah, no, I looked at my, I had my phone on me at all time, and I think like a couple of the days that we were there, my phone said we were doing like between 20,000 to 25,000 steps a day.
We should have our workout in.
Right? So, and I know that we like, mileage-wise probably traveled a lot farther because I feel like by the end of the week we got pretty good at the subway system. Like we had kind of figured out how to navigate. We still had to use our phones, but like the first day or 2 we kept getting on the wrong way and would go out of our way.
You would think after I spent 3 months in New York I would know. But I mean, they also changed, like, because when I spent that summer there, that was like 2016, and then the next time I went back, well, I went before our concert because I went with my friend Precious, but at the same time, I even got lost trying to get to her hotel from where my brother lived. I ended up going all the way to Harlem, and it took me an hour just to come back. But then again, I think the reason I got confused is because when I first went up there, they weren't living in the city. They were living like on the outskirts, like closer to Queens.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I just remember, different system.
Like the 4th day or something, that random couple came up to us and were asking us for directions. And
I'm like, do we look like we live here?
Apparently we did, because like... I looked up where they were going on my phone and was able to tell them, so
yeah,
it worked out.
I guess, but I mean, just in general, I'm already terrible with directions, so I don't know my left from my right.
Apparently neither do I. But I feel like I'm bad at directions, but I do feel like I'm better than you are. So
100%.
we figured it out. And we got to see a lot of cool stuff. We didn't do all of the touristy things.
No, and I feel like just because I was already there so much, I didn't want to.
I mean, we walked to the Empire State Building.
We didn't go inside it because I think it costs money to actually go inside it. Except the day after we left, BTS were at the Empire State Building. I'm like, great! Perfect timing! It's fine. It's fine.
I'm not salty.
I'm not salty. I'm not bitter.
And then we saw the Statue of Liberty. We went on the free ferry. You can get on a ferry to just drive past it. If you want to go on the actual island itself, then you have to pay.
Yeah. And I don't even know if they were opened around that time.
I thought they were. I
Were they
remember
open?
seeing people walking around it, like on the physical piece of land.
I just know, like, with everything, especially a city like New York, everything costs money.
Yes.
And I didn't have the money for that.
I think it's free. And we had spent so much money on the concert in general.
Exactly.
And
before we even got there.
Yeah, no. It was an expensive trip.
Yeah, that you're still paying.
Yes. Interest sucks, people.
Don't become adults, guys. Adulting sucks.
Yeah. We went to the Met. That was cool. We actually went in there, and we used your student discount, so it wasn't as expensive. I think it was like $25 per
Yeah, but like, yes, that is true. But also, when I paid, like, no one was there to really take our tickets, so I was kind of upset because I'm like, I literally could have just walked in and no one would have noticed.
Nobody
I could have pretended to buy tickets. Mm-hmm. No one checked, and I was like, so you telling me I just spent $25 for nothing?
Yeah.
I think they're more strict now, because when I first went there, if you were under a certain age, it was free, or it was just by donations. Okay. So now I think it's actually you have to charge. I'm not really sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just remember being mad about that.
Yeah, that's a cool place. I would love to spend more time.
Yeah, we didn't even get to see everything.
We got to see like one corner of it. In the whole scheme of things, I think.
Is that because we went late too? I don't remember if we slept in that day because I was tired. Yeah, that also goes into our concert experience because
I don't remember what days we did what, honestly.
I just know the one day I wanted to go, we didn't go because we were so tired.
Yeah.
And then that same day I see a picture uploaded of guess who? RM went to the Met, and I was like, are you okay? Second time, but it's fine.
We missed them twice. But, like, realistically, we wouldn't have done anything. We would have, like,
realistically, if I ever saw him in person, I'd just be like, oh, turn the other way.
Right?
Like, I don't know you. I don't know your name.
Oh, my gosh.
No,
I'm surprised that they could even, like, because that picture of him is, like, him sitting on the front steps.
I'm sure he has either a manager or bodyguard around him.
Like, what time of day that they go that he was able to get a picture without anybody in the background being like, oh, my God.
But he's also, I don't know.
I don't know if people on the street would necessarily know who he is.
Probably not.
But, like, the whole city was full of armies because they were all there for the concert.
But they're probably not going to the Met.
Maybe not. I don't know. If
I
they
don't know
had
either.
planned, you know.
I mean, when we went to the Met, I did see one girl that had a Shooky charm on her bag.
People who live there wouldn't necessarily be going
people
to
who
the
live
Met
there
on a regular basis.
Yeah,
but, like, people
tourists.
who were visiting for the concert might have. If that's something that they were interested in.
Exactly. So, I don't know. It doesn't matter because, like I said, I don't think I would never have the confidence if I ever saw one of them in person to, like, not even say hi or wave. Yeah. I just pretend I wouldn't know you. I don't know if that sounds bad or not, but, like, I feel like I'd be bothering, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, like, impede on the fact that they are visiting a cool place. Like.
Yeah, and, like, I'm not one of those, I feel like I'm sure they appreciate it, but, like, what am I gonna say? Oh, I like your music. Yeah. Bye. And then, like, I'm already bad with small talk of, like, just random strangers. No, I'd rather just leave you alone.
What else did we do? We went to that Skyline thing. That was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. It's like an old subway rail that...
The Highlight?
Yeah.
Highline?
Was it Skyline or Highline?
No, I think it's called Highline.
Okay.
It is an old subway, like, above ground.
Yeah.
That they turned into a walkway, and last time I was there wasn't much, but when we went, I know they started adding, like, some plants, and even, like, there's certain parts where I guess where the station was, where they added, like a restaurant, and, like, it looked like they were about to have some type of fashion show in one section.
Yeah. They have a lot of, like, art up there, too. Like,
that wasn't there when I went by myself. So.
Yeah, like, individual artist exhibits and stuff like that, so that was cool. And then you just get a really good view of the city from up there, too. I took a really cool picture of the Empire State Building. Like, there's lots of murals on, like, buildings and stuff, and you can see them better from up there.
So, that was the non-concert part of our trip. Overall, we had a good time. But even with the concert part, which is where we're going to transition to next, I was very tired. I think to this day, I keep apologizing to Macy because I don't know if I was very bitchy or not to you. Because I was extremely exhausted from when we got there, the event we did that day, and even up until the concert.
Yeah, it was a very tiring trip.
Yes.
So I certainly don't hold it against you.
I'm like, I shouldn't feel like this at the time. Wait. How old did I turn? Because I was around my birthday too. I turned 22, right?
Was it 22?
Yes, because I turned 23 this year, and this year was This year.
This year.
Okay.
2020 needs to die.
I know.
Hopefully next year will be better. But at this point, I don't know if things. I can't predict when things will potentially be back to normal, and I don't know if the new normal is going to be different than what we used to know.
That's true. The reason I'm got sad because yes, it was this year when the Map of the Soul tour was supposed to happen. Not only were they supposed to come to Orlando for the first time, they were going to be here on my birthday. Yes. So that was a little.
Yeah, and we still technically have tickets, but it just. There's no date for it. It's just postponed indefinitely.
Yeah. So. I mean, some places got completely canceled, like in Seoul, or Europeans, they didn't even give them the tickets, but I feel like that's almost kind of better because they didn't have to spend their money and have tickets to hold on to. And since they did the online one, because I guess we can count that as a concert too, even though it wasn't physical. Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. So the Map 1 concert that they did a while ago, I don't know what they're going to do when they start having in-person concerts, because it's not going to be the same one.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure that they would change it, because they did a lot of, what was the song that they were doing the elevator for? I don't remember what song it was. Dope. They had a lot of visual, really cool. Effects. So I think that if they did that set list again, the show would be completely different. In person versus online.
I mean, I'm sure they'll do some songs from B. I just wonder if it's the Speak Yourself one where they still did their solos from Answer. Mm-hmm. If they'll still do maybe their solos from Map of the Soul, but the group ones would change.
Right, yeah. I guess it just depends on what they come out with by the time we're having real concerts again.
That's true.
Because it could completely change in another 6 months to another year even.
Oh, COVID. I mean, thankfully, I would like to say we are privileged enough to just only be sad about concerts. Yes, but, I mean, it's messed everyone up. Mm-hmm. Messed my potential job up,
Yeah, no, I definitely...
Lost people.
But... Yeah, I've switched jobs, and I hate my life now because of COVID, so...
It's a universal thing, so it's not just us. I don't want to complain too much, because at the end of the day, we are still pretty privileged for a lot of stuff.
We're both relatively healthy too, so if we were to get it, we don't have compromised immune systems. Yeah. So it's not a super dangerous thing for us, but of course, we are abiding so that we're careful for other people as well.
Yeah, but I mean, we're still human at the end of the day, so we're valid in our feelings and allowed to be sad.
Yeah, you can be sad for your life changing. It's a drastic change for everyone, I think. Some people are definitely more affected than others, but I feel like everyone has gone through a huge change.
We've all aged 10 years.
Yeah, I feel
like 33 and not 23.
I feel like our generation especially is just so used to getting bad news one after the other. We're so used to the world being, for lack of a better word, shit show. So I feel like even this global pandemic, which should be something that is terrifying, I'm yeah, no, I just can't go outside and I can't do anything fun, but I'm a hermit anyway.
Exactly. I'm we're both hermits anyway. So we were already pretty much inside. I'm definitely a homebody. And it didn't affect me not really going out and hanging out with people as much as it did. It affected my parents for sure. Yeah. I know my dad was struggling at the beginning, just with the gym and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, now it's we live in America. They've kind of turned into a free for all, even though the cases are still rising. But
yeah, no, people aren't. I think people here think that it's not real. Which
I don't know.
I don't know how that has gotten to be a thing, but there are people on both sides. There are people who are being really careful and doing everything they can, and then there are people that don't think it's real and are being jerks about it.
But they're still catching it though. But I think it's because they're not dying from it, which is why they think it's a hoax.
Yeah, I think. But I think what people's argument is that we didn't do this for the flu. You know? But I feel for people with the compromised immune systems, it's so much worse than just a normal flu. Of course, they're always at risk, but I think it's the spreadability of it. The flu's a bad thing, but nothing. We haven't seen anything that spreads like wildfire like this.
And
like in a long time.
We have vaccines and medicines for the flu. Even though we still catch it, we have medicine
we can treat it. So
lower the symptoms or prevent it completely. Mm-hmm. So, well, we got way off topic.
I know we're talking about COVID.
It's still a reality. I mean, that affects our concerts.
Yeah, for sure. It's affecting future concerts.
Yeah, because like we don't know how it's gonna be soon. Like at least other countries, they kind of have their stuff together. Like even speaking of BTS, like Big Hit is starting to. They're gonna have an end of the year thing, and they're gonna offer some offline tickets, which I know they were gonna try to do for on, but I think cases were rising at the time, so it was just strictly online. But now this time, and with other artists, so it's gonna be all artists under the Big Hit label, except for 17. I think they're the only ones not going, but they're offering in person offline. But apparently that's also a little controversial because the ticket prices are so high. But like at the same time, we're going through a lot of stuff. It's limited seating.
It's something that's that exclusive. Kind of makes sense, unfortunately.
Why it's so high and like it's not a normal concert. So again, limited seating.
Hey guys, Simone here with my usual PSAs. The time of this recording was about a few weeks ago, so due to the rise of cases in Korea, the offline viewing for the concert I just mentioned is canceled. Just want to let you know. Also, the cases are going up pretty much everywhere, so please continue to stay safe. I know it's hard, especially if you work essential jobs in order to survive, on top of dealing with a pandemic. So please try to continue to take precautions, social distance, wear a mask, stay inside, or just away from people if you do go outside if you are able to. I know it's hard, but we're all trying our best to get through this. All right, well, back to the episode.
Everyone, big company or not, everyone's lost money. Well, I can't say the same for these companies here in America.
I was gonna say the only thing that's gotten cheaper here is Disney. Like,
has it?
It has. Like the ticket prices, if you go on.
Are you talking about the parks or just Disney in general?
No, the parks. Like that is an activity that Disney, I feel like in the last years have been getting so outrageous with their prices. Like I certainly couldn't afford to go before this, but now all of a sudden they just like need people to come, so like the ticket prices have dropped. Not that I would go anyway now, but I couldn't before. It was too expensive.
I'm still not gonna go.
So I'm much more of a Universal person if I was gonna go to a theme park, but right now I feel like I don't want to get sick.
We're gonna do our part. Lots of hand sanitizer, wear our masks, social distance, try not to go out as much as we can. Because like if I do go somewhere, it's literally just to see you.
Yeah, embrace our introvertness.
That's fine. We have the internet. We have YouTube. We have your Switch.
Right. There's plenty of ways to be connected to people without physically being in a room and breathing on each other.
Yeah, so. I mean, I know some people that's still not enough, but...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I get enough contact with people in person with my group that I know is safe, and I do still go to my job. We're all in separate rooms, but like I still can pass by them in the hallway and like see people in my close-knit group of people that like I'm only around them. That's enough for me personally, but I can understand why other people would need more like social interaction.
Yeah.
Because I recharge by being alone. So I feel bad for the people who are like, that's just not the way they operate.
Yeah. I just struggle for all of us. But on happier terms, let's go back to...
So what should we start with? I guess Good Morning America, right? Because
should we start from the... Yeah, that kind of goes into the very beginning. So like I mentioned earlier, that same year, which was last year, 2019, why would consider, as far as K-pop, is Eric Nam considered K-pop?
I don't know. I
don't know either.
Feel like
I don't consider him... I mean, yes and no. He makes pop music just in...
I feel like he's been categorized as a K-pop person.
They categorize everyone as K-pop. You can be a rapper and still considered K-pop.
Yeah, so I think technically people consider him K-pop. However, I don't think that he fits the stereotypes.
Okay, I don't either. So technically the only really K-pop act I have seen is BTS. Mm-hmm. That same year though, as I was gonna say, because I'm assuming they used TXT as like test out to see if there was an audience in like Florida
Mhm.
before bringing BTS. So they brought them in that year before they were gonna technically come this year, which obviously never happened. But
Mhm.
TXT did come on my birthday that year, but I didn't go see them even though I wanted to, because that's the day we flew out to go to New York.
Yeah. So
that day we spent on the plane, and then we
Mhm.
got to New York pretty late, and then I was already getting frantic just from like going online and seeing people camp out like a week before, and I was like, why are you guys camping out? Like, can you just come in the morning? You're making me anxious. First of all, I was already stressed I wasn't gonna get these Good Morning America tickets, which I didn't even tell you I was applying for because I didn't want to jinx it that we didn't get it, and I got you all excited.
Mhm.
So, but I think I got a higher chance because I have been to concerts from them before, and I already had an account.
Mhm.
So it was pretty easy. And like I mentioned, I think earlier in this episode,
Mhm.
I'm not remembering anything for some reason right now. They give out such a huge quantity of tickets, but that doesn't guarantee you getting inside the venue because space is limited. But they just do that to make sure they have some type of crowd for like the cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, so people were camping out for what, like a week? Was it a week or was it more?
I think it was a week. I'm sure some of them were there for more.
Like they had like tents and stuff all lined up along the sidewalk going into that, because it was this I don't know if they're all like this, but ours was in
Central Park.
Yeah.
Were we about to say Grand Central? I think you're about to say Grand Central Station.
I don't know where I was going with that.
It's Central Park. Yeah, there's an area for Central Park. It depends how big the act is. So like obviously for them they're a bigger act and a bigger venue, and then sometimes it can just be in studio, like closer in the city.
Right. So there's like there's a huge long sidewalk on the outside of that park that people were lined up on, and they had tents and stuff. And we didn't do that, of course, because we weren't there. And
I was going to say, we obviously didn't live there.
Yeah, we wouldn't have done that regardless.
No.
So
I need to eat. I need to shower. I need to be in air conditioning. Yeah. What am I going to do sitting in line?
It was hard enough what we ended up doing. Because what time did we technically get up to go to that show?
So when we got to my brother's place, it was around 7?
Yeah.
And then we quote unquote tried to go to sleep.
I
just talking about this makes me feel like a crazy fan that I always make fun of crazy fans for, but wait, I am that crazy fan.
Yeah.
We got up around I got up before you because I couldn't sleep. So I think 10:45, but your alarm went off at 11 at night.
Yes.
And then we left my brother's place
and we
around
walked to
we walked there because it was pretty close.
It
around
was as
midnight.
Close as we thought it was, though. It took us 25 to 30 minutes to walk there.
Yeah, but it was shorter than trying to take a subway or something.
Yeah, for whatever reason there wasn't a train that went directly to there because taking us longer.
Even the GPS was you're close enough to walk. You're gonna walk.
Mm-hmm.
So we walked to line around midnight, and I think at midnight we were there, and we were a couple streets down from where the line quote unquote started. So I think 5 or 6 streets down.
Right. Yeah. Blocks. Yeah. We almost got mugged.
Well, also streets, because I'm thinking the street names were numbers. So if we started at 71st Street, I think we were at 76th Street.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Almost got mugged by the biggest raccoon either one of us have ever seen in our lives.
That raccoon scared the hell out of me.
The size of the trash can he was digging in.
And I heard noise, and I looked towards the park, and then you just see this ginormous hunchback thing, and I thought I almost was gonna run into the street. I'm no, I'm about to run back home. I can't do this.
He's wearing a trench coat, selling drugs on
just
the
staring at it. He was just staring at us too. I'm you're gonna sit right there.
Right? Yeah. Stay where you are. But then. So we stood. How long were we in that line before it started moving? Was it it was a couple of
5 hours? I don't think it started moving until 5 a.m. They didn't let us in until between.
It started at 7, right? Yeah.
So they let us in at 6 in the morning.
We were in there at 7, but it didn't start for another hour.
No, and then what people don't understand either is I guess they were expecting a actual content. No, this is still TV. They still have to do the news. They still have to do everything else. So we're gonna get a couple of rehearsals that we got to watch, and then 2 or 3 songs. I don't know what everyone was expecting.
Yeah, no,
because most of it was just waiting.
You see on TV.
Yeah,
and we We decided not to go, like, because you could go up to the very, very front and be in, like, the horde of people getting pushed around. But
Yeah,
we were
no, I
over
wasn't
it
gonna
at
do
that
that.
point. We
I'm
had
like,
been pushed around in the line enough.
I'm gonna get kicked out if someone's pushing me. Let me go to the bleachers. I can see just fine.
Yeah, so we were probably as far away as you could get, but that was still very close.
Yeah, it was still a small venue.
So,
and even in line, like, we say it was bad. Well, I mean, it was one, we were tired.
mhm.
We were up the whole day, flew to New York.
It was freezing.
I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
You slept.
I was able to sleep like an hour, I think.
Yeah, and then for some odd reason, like, they had a cold front come in, so we
Mhm.
weren't prepared for that.
Yeah, so
I mean, we did get to talk to, like, I remember we talked to this one girl a couple times, like, in line.
yeah,
She seemed pretty cool.
Everyone was super chill and nice.
Yeah.
And like conversationally wise, even at the main concert, like we met plenty of really cool people.
Yeah.
It was just once the line started moving, people were getting a little
Antsy.
pushy. And then in the actual grass section at the base of the stage, people were pushing each other.
Yeah, no, they had to keep telling him to stop because I feel like they would have probably broken that barricade.
Yeah. So we were like, yeah, no, we don't want to be smushed.
Yeah.
So we went up to the bleachers, but we could see, I feel like we could see everything better even than being on the ground. And we were right behind the anchor, the woman anchor. I don't know her name. It's like, I don't know their names. It's Michael. What's his name?
Strahan?
Yeah, he's super tall.
Yeah, because he used to be on Michael Live with Kelly.
I think Kelly. So I don't know who the new person is. I don't know her name.
I don't know any of the anchors.
So we were right behind her though, and my parents and my grandparents knew that we were going to be on. So my grandpa recorded us, and he could see us behind the anchor,
just standing there.
Yeah, and I feel like we were just like right there, like we were super noticeable. You could totally tell it was us, and we had like opposing colors on. Like I was wearing the brightest white BTS sweatshirt, and you had a black one on. So we were very visible, and then. Like you said, it was like, 3 songs? I don't remember the songs they played. I know they did Fire.
They did 2 songs.
Oh, okay.
They did Boy With Love because that's what they were promoting at the time. And Fire. And I was surprised they did Fire because I'm so used to when they come to America, they perform Mic Drop. Yeah. But then like during rehearsals, like, you know, the light colors, the stage lights changed. Mm-hmm. And like the color green came on. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't the color scheme for Mic Drop. What song is this? That's really sad that I know the color scheme for Mic. It's like red and black. Yeah. And I was like, what song is this? And I heard the song. I was like, wait, no, this can't be happening. And like, I lost my cool with Fire. That's like one of my favorite songs.
You almost pushed me off the bleacher. I could have died with you jumping.
Sorry. I got a little excited, okay?
I think we were also both amazed by how like tall they are in real life.
Yes, I'm so used to watching them on a TV screen. I'm like, they're giant. Yeah. They're so big. Mm-hmm. And I also just couldn't believe like they were like right there in front of me. I was like, oh, so you are real.
Yeah. I don't think it was real for us that we were even doing all that until they actually
I still feel like it's a fever dream.
Yeah, no, it didn't actually happen.
It didn't actually happen. We just pretend. Like the videos in my phone are not real. Mm-hmm. But they are real because I can't watch them because I don't want to hear myself butchering really bad Korean and screaming. And I'm like, that's not me, guys. Right. It's not me.
It's another person that comes out.
It is. Oh, God. But yeah, and like they were able to see us too, because like when we were waved back, they were waving at us. I didn't get a video of it, but like Hobie noticed me, and I was like, I thought I was gonna die on the spot, because like this whole time I was trying to like do this little finger heart, which if people who are listening to us aren't K-pop fans, again probably my family, a finger heart is like I can't show. You could probably look it up. Google's a great thing. It's like a thing.
It's your thumb and index finger.
Yeah, and you cross them over. It. And like, I guess the way it's supposed to interpret, it's like a little tiny heart. Yeah. So I was doing that the whole time, but I'm like, I'm so far away, I don't think anyone could see me. And then I saw Hobie like do the same thing, and then I waved and he waved back. I'm like, oh my God.
Should we, while we're talking about specific members, should we discuss what a bias is and who our bias is?
I mean, we can. I feel like with BTS, I mean, I'm pretty much bias everybody. Thankfully, there are 7 days in the week for that. I mean...
But, like, you do have a main...
Yeah, but I consider him my bias. I don't know if this is a thing. I consider my whole bias in K-pop in general. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that counts or not. Again,
Okay,
we're
well-
really late into the K-pop scene, so
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a thing or not. He's my bias into K-pop in general.
Yeah. So a bias is basically your favorite member from a group,
Yeah.
and then
You just
a lot
pay
of-
attention to him more, like when
Yeah.
group stuff happens.
and then if you're gonna buy like merch, you might go for your bias more than others, or something like that. Just like someone that you pay attention to more, like you said, or your favorite member. And then you have a bias wrecker, who's the person that rivals that a lot. Like you have
Yeah.
trouble picking between them sometimes. So your bias is RM or Namjoon,
Kim Namjoon,
which is the leader of BTS.
Yes, my baby that got me into K-pop because of White Drop.
Yes. Ambulance.
And stupid ambulance.
And then my bias is Suga or Yoongi in BTS. And then I feel like my bias record changes constantly. Currently it's Jungkook.
Like I said, not RM/Namjoon, whatever he likes to go by. It's just like my bias record and like K-pop in general. Because I didn't mention this in the last on how we got into K-pop, but like I did actually listen to like his solo work before I even listened to all of BTS.
Yeah,
so like a lot of the stuff I was watching was just like because of him, or like if I was watching performance, I was looking for him. I just thought he was really cool, and I'm like, he's so hot, and cute, and like the dimples, and then like even when he's not being cool, he's just really goofy, and I just like love goofy personalities. And I was like,
He reminds me of like a Great Dane because he's like really tall and like clumsy.
I feel like golden retriever.
Golden retriever, yeah, just a large dog.
Yeah, but yeah, he's just my. Yeah, so that's how I truly, and then like when I heard his speech, that's how I truly got into it. So like I listened to his like solo mixtape first, and then I ended up finding the Rap Lines mixtape. So then I listened to Hope World, and then the first Augusty. So I feel like just in general, I am a little bit more biased towards Rap Line.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, but I love them all. Like when I actually got into them, and then I never thought, 2020 is a crazy year. I never thought I'd become a bias wrecker of Jungkook.
Yeah, when we
that
first got
kind of
into
hit.
it,
He kind of hit me like a ton of bricks when he said last year he wanted to become sexier. He wasn't joking. He was not joking.
Yeah, when we first got into it, I think we both kind of rejected Jungkook and Jimin just because they seemed to be the most popular.
Yeah.
But I feel like that has slowly changed. Like, I feel like they're all popular, but like, I feel like it was just kind of stereotypical to be a Jungkook or Jimin fan. So I think we kind of rejected that, but now, and we also, Jungkook is the youngest. He's our age. We were all born in 97, but he is the youngest. And I think we thought like, he's just more like,
he reminds me of guys we grew up with. Yes. So like we don't.
So we really gonna bias him. However, he's changed his whole look recently. He has a lot of tattoos. He has long hair, and he's ridiculous.
It was the tattoos.
Not that they let us see them, but
it was like it was definitely when his hair started growing out longer. I'm like, wow, this haircut really suits him. And then when we found out, like during their break last year, that he got tattoos, I'm like, oh, they're real. And I'm like, oh wait, he has a lot more. We just don't know them. I'm like, has he? See, he's always a good-looking man, but something's happening.
Didn't he make it onto the most handsome men in the world list?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he's on it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know what year it was, but he was like in the top 20, I thought.
I know a couple of them have. Like, I could have sworn someone from GOT7 was as well.
I'll try to look it up while you're talking.
And Taehyung/V from BTS. I say their stage names and their real names because I don't know. Like, obviously, I think fans tend to say their real names more like nicknames. But like, I'm talking to people that don't know them, I will say their stage names. And then Map of the Soul 1, I don't think I've recovered from that. I personally and physically died during my time, and I just haven't recovered. His time was demon time. Right. Yeah. So I'm not over it.
Jungkook literally won number one most beautiful face of 2019. Of TC's Chancellor's Most Beautiful Faces.
I didn't know that.
So yeah,
well deserved.
Right. I didn't realize he was number one.
I didn't know he was number one either.
Yeah.
Could have sworn some white celebrity probably took number one. But yeah, that's our embarrassing.
So that's Good Morning America.
I thought I was gonna hold myself in talking about that, and that it ended up slipping out. So
I mean, it's part of it, I guess.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah. So good.
I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that feel exactly the same we do.
Okay. It's still So that
was Good Morning America, and then after that we went to go get breakfast
because it was done around like 9, so technically we were in there from 7 to 9 in the morning,
and we were starving because we'd stood in line for 6 hours.
Longer than that.
Well, was it how many hours were we standing that morning?
I'm counting when we woke up because we didn't eat anything before we took a nap, did we?
Didn't we? We brought a bunch of snacks too, and I remember like throwing half of it away trying to get in.
And they didn't even check our bags. I could have snuck my snacks in there. Yeah. But we did eat them in line, I remember. I think I had like a Pop-Tart or something.
Yeah. I remember throwing away quite a bit of it, which I was kind of mad about. And then they didn't even ask me what was in my bag. Because they had signs everywhere being like, no food, no water, no umbrellas. So there were random umbrellas thrown all over the ground because it was raining too. So people brought.
There's a lot of stuff, but I think the people that were camping did go back and clean up, thankfully, because I was like, you are not about to trash the city like this.
People are gonna hate us if they think
more than they already do.
Well, I mean, I don't know if people. One thing that was really weird that happened is I remember some guys walking past us like videotaping.
That was weird. I remember I tried to hide my face. I'm like, I don't know who you are. Why are you videotaping me?
And I don't know if they were like with the crew. I don't think they were.
No.
I think they were just random people like being
they're on their phones.
People waiting for.
Yeah. And then people trying to sell, like fake merch.
Yes, that was kind of annoying. But one part of waiting in line that was really fun was somebody had a speaker.
Oh, yeah, those speaker-type backpacks.
Yeah, and they were playing and everyone was singing along. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
It made all our waiting and suffering somewhat bearable.
I legit couldn't feel my toes. They were frozen.
Yeah, like... When the sun started coming out, started getting extremely hot, and I'm still mad because I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, and like, I'm hot now.
Yeah, I was wearing a long sleeve shirt under my sweatshirt, so I was like dying. But then we walked and we had breakfast, which was really good because we were starving. I think anything at that point would have tasted amazing.
It was still good though.
Yeah, it was really good.
I don't remember the restaurant's name, but it's just like a tiny one.
It was like a diner.
Yeah.
And then But while we were in line, we had kind of made friends with this like group of 4 other girls, and they ended up standing in front of us in the bleachers.
Were we in line with them also? I thought we only met them at the bleachers.
Yeah, we were in line. I think they were behind us in line, but then they were in front of us on the bleachers.
Gotcha.
Because there was one girl that I kept talking to, that she ended up right in front of me. And then we went and had breakfast, and then we went to a pop-up
because like
shop.
when we were in the thing, I know they kept making like heart signs, and then I think Jimin was imitating them a lot.
At one point, all of us decided to yell Namjoon at the same time to get his attention. So that was fun.
So embarrassing.
But then after breakfast, we went to a pop-up shop. So I don't know if they had more than one or if it was just that one. That was the only one we went to.
I think it was only that one. There was on other... Like, every city they went to, they had a pop-up shop, but it was only one pop-up shop.
Right, but then they had, like, exclusive t-shirts for the city that you were in. And I think we both got the New York one, which
I got the New York one, which was the Statue of Liberty one. I also got, like, the symbol for BTS, and it had, like, a taxi, and then, like, I use that one.
Stereotypical New York
things. I use that. I think I use both of those as night shirts now, so.
Yeah, and then I got the New York one and the pink Persona one.
I also got the tan like shirt with them on it. Yeah,
with the
and signatures.
Yeah. So there was lots of cool things in there. They had the music videos playing up on a big screen, and they had like props that you could take pictures in front of.
I think I asked one of the workers like how it was working here, and he was like, it's actually not that bad. It's pretty enjoyable watching the people like freak out over this. I'm like, this is cute. Then they had those dolls that look nothing like them,
and like Barbie dolls.
Yeah, and the case display.
But the funny thing was as we were going out of the pop-up shop, we saw the girls that we had like made friends with.
Yeah, we like passed by each other. We're like, oh my god, we were like with each other. But it was funny, we saw them because it took like, I guess they must have waited in line for the pop-up shop for like an hour, because it took us an hour from like the venue to eat breakfast to the pop-up shop. That was at least a good hour, or at least almost 2 hours that we saw them. We just happened to see them again. We didn't see them again like after that, but just that day it was pretty funny. It's like one of those where are they now type things.
Right.
So yeah, after that, I mean, we pretty much explained everything that we did non-concert related. Yeah, so the Met. We just remember the
Nintendo store, which was cool. I'm a big Nintendo fan.
Did you buy anything?
I don't think I actually did buy anything, but it was cool
didn't.
just to go there and see all the props. They had like a replica of Link from Legend of Zelda Sword in there, which is cool because that's something I'm a big fan of.
They also had like displays of like old things. I remember, I think they had a console from someone from the war because it had like some bullet stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Why can't I think right now? Bullet holes like in the actual console, and they had it in the display case. And I thought it was pretty cool. I think it was from like World War II.
Okay, yeah. They had all the consoles.
I know you lost me at a certain point, so I was kind of venturing off.
And then they had like they just had a lot of replicas in general of like, they had Princess Peach's crown and gloves and just like replicas from things in the game, which was cool.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much the only thing.
We also forgot to mention, this kind of is why I mentioned earlier, I was keep apologizing to Macy if I was bitchy, because that same day after all of that, we went back to my brother's place to try to take a nap. I couldn't go to sleep, and I think we went out again to eat, but we also stayed up that night to watch them on the late show with Stephen Colbert. So technically, I don't think I slept for more than 24 hours, and that's not safe to do.
We were sleep deprived big time.
I was more sleep deprived than you because I didn't take a nap when we went back. I stayed awake.
Yeah, like the thing about, I was able to take naps, but like they weren't effective. Like I would sleep for 30 minutes to an hour at a time, and I would just wake up more tired than when I started.
Yeah, I literally stayed up for more than 24 hours.
Yeah, no, it's not healthy.
From like 11 p.m. Wednesday to midnight.
Yeah. We just had so much stuff we wanted to do, though. We had 7 days to pack in every possible thing that we wanted to see and do. So I think like sleep took a backseat, which isn't healthy, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Before we get into the actual concert, would you ever do something like Good Morning America again?
I say no, but I totally would. Like
for BTS or anybody?
Not for anybody. Maybe like another group that I like, but for them I would, I think. Even though it was awful when we were doing it, but now when I look back at it, it was good memories. Like, and I'm glad I went. So, and I say that with everything. Like every late night concert that we do, or like any content that is like at an unreasonable time, I say, I'm not doing it now. I'm not doing it this time. And I always end up doing it. So like I say I won't, but I don't mean it.
I don't know. I would have to weigh in the good and the bad, because not like you said, it was good memories, but at the same time, I was like, I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah. I would totally go back to New York if they didn't like come, if they didn't end up coming here, which I hope they will. I think they will. But
I mean, we still got our tickets, so
yeah. If they were to have another concert in New York, I loved New York. I thoroughly enjoyed going there, and I'd love to go there again once things calm down.
Yeah.
So.
No, we'll see.
I would do the whole like experience again. Whether or not I would stand in a line for 7 hours and like cut off the circulation in my feet, probably not.
Well, that was only because it was cold. And
yeah, it was really cold. But like also, the shoes I wore, do you
weren't
remember?
Comfortable.
They were so uncomfortable that like made my heels bleed.
You had to buy new shoes.
So yeah, no, that wasn't fun.
Yeah, I didn't mean like concerts in general. I just meant that
like,
the
whole
Good
experience,
Morning America type thing, where it's not really a concert, but it's kind of like a short event.
I don't know. It would really, I would have to answer in the moment and who it was.
Yeah.
Because like I would not do that again I don't think for anyone else, but I don't think it would be like that for anyone else. I don't think the line would be that crazy and we would have to wait that long.
That's true.
But people were camping for something else when we were there.
Was it Harry Styles?
I don't remember who it was, but there were people like on the sidewalk camping for another show.
I mean, but they do that in general if it's a really big artist. Or was it Taylor Swift? Because I know she's on there. Was it that same year?
I have no idea.
I don't remember. Yeah, so let's go ahead and transition to the actual concert. So I only know of K-pop doing more than one day for a concert.
Yes. And
because when we first bought the tickets,
talk about the process of buying those tickets.
I don't know. I'm getting a lot of PTSD from those tickets.
To cut this long story short, it's really hard to get BTS tickets.
They were a little bit easier this time, and I don't know if it's because I had better Wi-Fi. because I did it for the 2021 that was supposed to happen. I did it at the library I worked in, and I got in like instantly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because I didn't have the membership at that time. I couldn't get like any really good seats, or some of them were blocked off for the membership and for the general public. So, and because I did the Ticketmaster early thing, I got what I could get.
Yeah. And they were decent seats.
Yeah, they were still decent seats.
But we panicked for like hours to get the first, because the tickets sell out within the hour. Like, it's rare that it takes more than an hour for all these tickets to sell out.
Yeah, so for the one last year, she came and told me, and we did it together. We tried to go on Ticketmaster, do the whole like more than one device thing.
Crashed.
Everything crashed. All of our things crashed. And like at that time we were lucky enough, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna call. I hate being on the phone. I get phone anxiety, but I'm just gonna call. And like I ended up getting them through the automatic thing. So we got like the 100 rows. And I just remember like getting on the floor. You're like, Simone, get up. That's probably dirty. I'm like, I don't care. We got these tickets. Like, let me enjoy this for 1 minute before I go to work, because I was also on a time clock. Like, I need to go to work in like 5 minutes.
No, that was a stressful day. We were stressing for like the days before, and the actual event was stressful. And then we ended up, they released a second day.
Yeah.
We didn't realize that was happening.
I wasn't surprised though, because I'm like, I know they do.
No, I think we were expecting it, but it wasn't available yet. Like, we couldn't get tickets for it.
Yeah, and then that second day, you had no choice. They tried to change their system that you had no choice but to get online. They took away the call service.
Yeah,
so I was like, why?
Yeah, and then the second day, we got level 1 seats, but then we sold them.
No, so for the second day, we got level 200.
Oh, 200.
So the way the MetLife was, it was like floor 100, this weird 200 section, and the 300 was all the way at the top. We got 200, and me being the impatient person I was, and just because it was my first BTS concert, I'm like, I can't accept these. I'm going to look for as many resale tickets as I can. I don't care how much I have to pay for. Yeah, so like last minute, I ended up getting floor seats from StubHub.
And we sold our other ones.
Although the other ones we were kind of afraid we weren't going to sell. I think we didn't sell them until we were in New York.
Yeah, no, it sold like a day before the concert.
Yeah, and I was really surprised.
Like, impulsively bought those.
It was like, we're never going to get this money back. I mean, I didn't really get it back anyway, but it's fine. I said it's fine.
Well, we paid more for the resale tickets, so like, it covered part of it, but we still ended up having to pay more.
Yeah, and then I was nervous like the second day when we were in line, because I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to be
real.
I didn't want to be like one of those people who are like, oh my god, I got scammed. Like these tickets aren't real. But thankfully, when they scanned, they were real, and like I could breathe when I got it. They put the wristband on me for floor, I started actually breathing again.
Yeah. We didn't, I mean, the floor seats that we got were kind of weird because we were on the side of the catwalk.
It's hard to determine, like, your seating when you're looking on the map. Yeah. So, because they had the main stage and extended stage. Thankfully, I didn't try to go closer to the main stage. I wanted to try to be as close to the extended stage. But, like, the way our section was seated, we were facing the main stage, but if they went on the extended stage, we kind of had to turn. And then, of course, my luck, there was someone with, like, their ginormous boyfriend next to us who was, like 7 foot tall.
Or something.
I was like, 5'4" here. Can you maybe sit? I know we're all standing, but, like, I would like to see, too. I had to make sure not to stand on the chair, but, like, kind of maneuver off the way. And then, like, behind us, on the floor, there was, like, this father who kept, like, laughing at me. And I'm like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, no, it was...
Leave me alone.
My neck hurt a lot, but it was worth it, so it's fine.
Yeah, because that extended stage was pretty high, too.
Yes, and we were, like, looking up and to the side, so, like, my shoulders and neck were, like, really sore. We were sore so bad that whole week after standing in line for that long and then just walking around 20,000 steps at a time, and, like, we were just in pain.
It was just tired. We were tired and in pain and felt like 80-year-olds, and like we should not be feeling this at 22.
Right, yeah. So, but I'm glad that we did. We got level 1 seats the first day, and then we were
so we were able to see like the whole stage. So I don't feel like we really missed much because we got to see everything from being at level 100. So like when we went to the floor, we were closer, but we knew what was pretty much going to happen. So like we were able to it was fine if we missed some stuff.
Yeah. And of course they have huge screens everywhere, so if you can't physically see somebody, there's probably a screen somewhere that's showing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I remember. I just want to say before we talk about the concert itself, I remember getting in the subway with our headbands on and people looking at us
Did I
like
take
we were
mine off?
crazy. I think you might have, or we on the way there we weren't wearing them, but on the way back,
Because it's like 11 p.m. I'm like,
Yeah.
all these people are probably drunk. I don't care.
they have little.
You will stare at my Koya headbands.
Yeah, I don't know if people know what that is.
I don't care. You're just gonna see two ginormous koalas on my head.
Yeah, they all have little.
But it's New York.
Yeah, they all have little characters that they put on headbands, and we have pretty much everyone that was there was wearing them.
Yeah. I got mine from Hot Topic.
Yeah, people were looking at us like we were nuts, but
I don't care.
we
Again,
didn't
it's
care.
New York. It's not like you're never gonna see anything
there's
crazy
a lot
in
of
that
out there
city.
stuff there.
So I'm sure we were pretty much the normal ones.
Yeah, right. Did you have like a favorite moment in the concert? Like, what was your? I know your favorite songs, but like, kind of, and I know.
Do you though? We'll test that in future episodes.
Yes, I feel like the one that you got
I'm
the
pretty
most
predictable.
excited for was Tear.
I also got excited for Anpan Man.
Yes, that one. I really enjoyed that one too.
Yes,
for like
because they had the ginormous inflatables.
Yes, that was a really cute
and
show.
I said this also for Map of the Soul 1, but I'll say this again. If there's ever a BTS twerk team, Yoongi is captain. Co-captains will be Taehyung and V/V or Jungkook, and then Hobi's kind of just there to make sure your form is right.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah.
Yoongi wins.
Yoongi wins. He's the captain of the BTS twerk team.
Yeah.
So I do have a video that I don't like watching a lot because I think I let out the most bloodiest, loudest scream when that happened, when they were doing that up the catwalk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even recognize like that's me screaming, but I also don't think that was me screaming.
I think it was other people as well, but I think your voice is in there.
My voice is definitely in there, but I just can't tell if it's the loudest.
Yeah. And then the beautiful moment of Jungkook flying over the audience.
Yes, and then like we were on the floor, he like flew up over us, so that was really cool.
Dangerous, but very cool.
And like I couldn't tell because in person, but like for Namjoon's solo, I think was he like doing some type of cool letters that you can only see on like the big screen, like when he was performing.
I don't remember.
I think so. Like there's some type of graphics where you can only see them on the screen because I know when he was done with his, like at the end he wrote like I love New Jersey or something like that.
Okay, yeah, no, that does vaguely ring a bell. So much was happening.
And then like Hobie's at the beginning like with Just Dance. That was really cool. And then like him dancing on the thing. I'm sure he was terrified.
Yeah, that was scary.
And then the water. Thankfully we were not in the water's projection to get wet.
Yeah.
And then Jimin coming out of the bubble.
That was cool.
V for some reason wanted to come out on the bed. I'm like, okay, calm down.
Right.
Especially the opening because when he comes out the bed, his eyes are closed, and when the music starts, like he opened his eyes. I was like,
everyone freaked out. I thought my eardrums were gonna burst. I swear.
No, you know what I thought was the loudest song out of the whole concert on both days? I think it was "Fake Love."
You know,
there was something about that song performed live. Like that was the loudest in my opinion out of any of the songs. Like everyone was so hyped. Everyone was screaming back "Fake Love" like during the chorus part. And like I think I literally lost my eardrums during "Fake Love." I think that was like the loudest song performed.
I feel like I didn't get my hearing back but until we were back in Florida. Like
I was actually fine, but I'm used to
I'm not
noises.
I'm super sensitive to sound.
Oh, see, I even played my music really loud, so I think I was okay. It ringed like afterwards when we got home, but like the next day I was okay.
Yeah, no, I felt like I couldn't hear for like a couple of days. So, but again, worth it. And I lost my voice. I think we both lost our voices as well.
My voice was definitely scratchy, but my voice is already weird to begin with, so I don't like my voice.
Your voice is fine.
Thank you.
Hey guys, another PSA from Simone from the future. This literally might become a segment when I forget to mention things in the episode or if there's an update. But I'm not alone in my update this time. Macy's with me. Macy, say hi.
Hi there.
Oh, we just wanted to do this one real quick because when I was editing this episode, I realized we didn't talk about Epiphany at all.
Poor Jin. He got neglected.
Yeah. We were also just, I mean, we could barely remember the concert. I felt like when we were talking about it. Maybe that was just me.
Yeah, I feel like we watch a lot of content from them. So between like DVDs, live shows, or like just YouTube lives of them, I feel like our memories get kind of mixed up. And also, this was like over a year ago, so
yeah,
it has been a while since we watched the live stages or were there and like got to experience it. And also when you're at a concert, it's, you know, high emotion and like so much stuff is happening that like I feel like sometimes you get lost with the like details part of it. So we did forget to mention his stage in particular where we talked about everyone else's.
Just because we mentioned everyone else's, I was like, oh my god, we're fake armies.
Fake fans.
No, but and then like I think I said this in the episode, but like the whole thing still feels like a fever dream to me. Like I don't feel like I was actually there.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, that didn't happen, that's not real.
Yeah, and I refuse to watch any of my videos because again, I don't want to hear myself singing really bad broken Korean. And I already can't sing. And I'm like screaming and singing, so, you know. Screeching, all bad combination. So anyway, yeah, we just wanted to mention Jin's Epiphany because I feel like I mentioned Fake Love and how I thought that song, or I think I mentioned it. I'll figure it out when I edit this. I honestly don't remember. I also just have really bad memory. I mentioned that I thought that song was like the loudest song, but I also thought Jin's was the loudest, like as far as sing-alongs, because everyone was screaming, I'm the one I should love. We were all going through
everyone
something.
Was super into it, and a lot of people cried, and
a lot of people cried.
Like between that song and the last song, I'm sorry, my cat was just destroying something. Between that song and the last song, I was the closest I got to like bawling. So
yeah, because they did that one, and then right after it was The Truth Untold. I remember for sure because he like, I think he was on top of a podium, and then like. I see. This is where I'm getting the concert DVD and our actual concert confused because I don't remember I think there was rain because it was supposed to represent the music video, and then it stops and then it goes up. But then like, I know as part of the Speak Yourself there was an extra edition where it looked like he had wings in the back. So
yes.
After that, he was on a giant pedestal.
I see. I'm getting it confused now. I don't remember if that's from the DVD or if that actually happened.
Well, I remember he walked down, and then that's when like the other members came up on like a elevated thing and joined him to do The Truth Untold. So
right, yeah, I remember that, but like the wings part in the rain, I don't remember if that was at the actual concert or not.
I think it was because I confused his outfit because I think for the Speak Yourself they were in like all white compared to. The first time they were in like some type of flower costumes, or he was. Yeah. But yeah, I also probably just don't remember that because I don't like to remember times I get emotional. So
block it out.
Just block it out.
Our generation's good at that. Just block it out. Things that make us sad.
Oh my god. So yeah, we just wanted to mention that real quick. We love
Shout
you,
out to Jin.
Exactly. Shout out to Jin. I'm still waiting for whenever he gets the chance to make an anime intro because I really feel like he has the voice for that. Probably an outro.
Yes.
Because the outros are usually the ones with like the slower songs.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't wait for it. TXT did one for Black Clover. Where's Jin's? Where's Jin's anime outro? Okay.
He just needs more of his own stuff in general, I think. But that's another debate.
Because the recent song he just put out for his birthday, Abyss, definitely could have fit into an anime.
For sure, yeah.
Alright. So, yeah. We just wanted to... We're good. We just wanted to pop in real quick and say that. So, we love them all. We're not fake fans. And back to the episode.
and just in general, people were really sweet. So some
Yeah,
girl
people
gave
were
us
really
like a photo
nice.
card that she'd made in line while we were waiting. We also got our light sticks. That's a fun thing that other concerts don't really have. Is
Well,
they
American
have,
concerts.
well, yes, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like in general, like any concerts that you've been to in the past, K-pop is kind of known for each group having their own like light stick. And they're hooked up to you. You download an app and it's like Bluetooth capability, and like
So it's
they
a way for
change
like the actual concert people like controlling all the sound stuff. They can hook it up to
so
the
for
songs.
each song, like the crowd was like different colors, and they had different like themed like timed music to the music kind of things. So
And
that
then
was really cool.
Back to like the people were so nice, because I even remember the second day when we were on the floor, we were waiting and I was trying to hook up my light stick to my phone, and you know the batteries were dying. The girl next to me, she's like, "Oh, I have extra batteries. You can have them." Like, thank you.
I think we were slightly scared because we're still very new to K-pop, and like a lot of the stuff you see online can be like K-pop stands are kind of like scary, or aggressive. But everyone was so nice. I don't remember like meeting anyone that was rude or like anything. I think at one point, one girl was screaming like really loud before even anything was happening. Do you remember that? Like they weren't even out yet.
We were in the 100 rows and I was getting very annoyed. But I'm like, she's like 14.
And she's super excited. It was obviously her first concert.
Yeah.
Like, so is ours though, so I don't know if that's a good excuse.
I mean, not my first concert in general. It was my first like
BTS concert,
K-pop concert. But I'm used to people doing like just screaming, especially like some inappropriate stuff.
Yeah, she was very excited.
She was very excited. Let's just say that.
But other than that, it was a very enjoyable experience. Everyone was super nice. It was relatively organized. Like we weren't really pushing. It was a little bit harder to get out of the concert.
The only time people push was like the second day towards the end. Everyone kind of rushed to the stage to like tell them goodbye.
That was kind of scary.
We didn't move. We kind of just stood there like, okay, bye. Like, I can see you perfectly fine where I'm standing.
Yeah. So that was the only thing. But otherwise...
Oh, and I also remember when you brought up the light stick. I think this happened at our concert. Do you remember when we tried to like do the wave when they were running? Yes. And we all did it, and they're like, okay, guys, let's do that again because you were way too fast. Yeah, I think Namjoon today, he's like, we can't run that fast.
Really excited.
And then there was sometimes I get my concerts confused because I have a lot of concert DVDs. I think he said this at our concert too, where he's like, okay guys, we're gonna do the way, or something about, what's the last song? We're gonna do our last song, so hold up your lights, and everyone pulled out their phones, and everyone pulled out their army bombs, and he's like, guys, I meant your phones, like your flashlights. I think that happened at our concert.
It did, yeah, I remember that. Which
was so funny. It was so funny. Because
Yeah.
he's like, all right, guys, everyone raise your sticks. Everyone raises up their army bombs. And he's like, I meant your flashlights on your phone. We're like, oh. You heard you heard the whole stadium be like, oh. We all felt a little dumb at that point. Yeah. But it was funny. And like their Mets too. Like they all, I know at the beginning they all tried to speak English, which was really appreciative. And then even their end mints, I think really only Jin and Yoongi spoke in Korean, which the second day was funny because when the translator was translating what Yoongi said, he was like mouthing.
Yeah, he was just like opening and closing his mouth and being funny about it.
So that was cute. But then like everyone else spoke in English. So I'm like, aw, they improved so much.
Yeah, it was really cute. And then Jungkook cried, and we all cried.
I didn't cry, but I got emotional.
And I think I like released like a couple of tears like here and there. But I distinctly remember as we were walking out, one of the attendants was like an older lady, and she's like, there are a lot of teenage girls crying right now. Everybody breathe.
She's like, it's okay, guys. It's okay. Let's get home safely.
Right?
Oh my god, I wonder what like the staff members were thinking. Seeing a bunch of people, like teenage girls or just like people in general like crying, and they're like, why are they crying?
Because he cried. I wouldn't have cried if he hadn't cried.
Yeah, I think he's the only one who cried. Yeah. Second day. So cute. Such fond memories.
Yeah, that was a really fun trip. I enjoyed it, and I wish we could go back. So
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd love
let's
to
get
take
COVID
another-
under control
yeah.
first.
I'd love to travel in general. I think we both would like to. So once things get back to normal, we can go back to concert and traveling.
Yeah. Hopefully one day we can travel out the country too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we trying to move out this country because
if anyone wants to join us, we're going to New Zealand.
is anybody from New Zealand listening to this? What is your visa requirements?
Yeah.
Can you
How do we
please
go?
send an email at iwasthinkingpod@gmail.com?
We need help.
Please and thank you. Oh God, this country.
We're having a lot of problems right now.
I mean, it's not just us, but at the same
the whole world. But in general, I feel like we are having some particularly.
This man lost. Can he accept he lost already? I'm so over it.
It's like a kid that doesn't want to get out of bed. Drag him out, throw water on him.
My friends' kids act like, I mean, of course they like wine and stuff like that, but they get over it quicker
Yeah.
than this orange
I
thing
feel like
we call the president.
It's more manly to just accept when you lose. You know? You had a good run, you did 4 years, you know, like just let it go.
A good run.
I meant like in general, like give it up, like don't hold on to it. He didn't do a good run. That's not what I meant.
Let's not get into politics.
Yeah, no, we had a great concert. That's what we were talking about.
We had a great time, guys. And then I mentioned it here and there. I guess technically both our other concert was Map of the Soul one that happened this year.
Yes,
so that was also a
concert.
trip because time differences. So it's not like in New York it started at 7 p.m. with us. No. Since they're over in Korea and we're here, the first day started at what? 4 a.m. for us?
4 a.m.
4 or 5.
Well, it said it started at 4 and we
it let you in like the queue or whatever.
Till 5.
Yeah.
So we could have slept another hour, but
we didn't know.
We were awake.
Yeah. And so one day, and then second day was 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
3, I think.
So we didn't even plan to watch the second day. It's because the way you had it is if you bought tickets, you were able to like share with up to 2 devices. So like I know my best friend Precious, her little sister loves BTS too. So I was like, hey, I don't know if you guys bought this because they're pretty expensive, but I bought day 1. So if she wants to use my login, just make sure she's only on one computer so it doesn't kick us out. She wants to watch it. Here's, my login. And then she watched it, of course, enjoyed it. She kept texting me saying, like, my sister said thank you. I'm like, no problem. And then that night, like at 11 something, she texted me like, hey, I hope this isn't last minute, but since you let my sister watch it, she's like, here's the login for day 2 because they bought it like impulsively. So I'm like, Macy, we have the login for day 2. Do you want to watch it? She's like, sure. What time does it start? I looked at my watch. I'm like, 4 hours.
So we slept for like not even that long. I
No,
didn't fall asleep.
I
right
didn't
away.
fall asleep either.
So
We were so tired. We just kept like waking up and we're like, oh my God, we would not do this for anybody else. Why are we crazy? I literally kept asking myself, are we crazy?
We constantly complain about the things we're willing to do, but then we do them anyway.
But then we do them.
Yeah.
So hypocritical. But like I got my life watching Map of the Soul 1. I'm really happy we were in a closed environment for like, well, I also couldn't be that loud because you have neighbors,
Yeah,
but
I live in an apartment.
no, and if I wasn't so tired, I feel like I would have lost my mind even more when UGG came on because that is my song and like
I love
seeing the stage, like they're in
ring.
boxing.
That was great.
Woo! That was a show.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Yoongi's stage and Jimin's stage when they changed outfits.
That is black magic. I don't know how they did it.
I don't know for Jimin's because like first day he was in white and then he changed to red. I'm like, I didn't see that anywhere underneath his clothes. That was literal black magic.
It's magic because I don't understand how that works.
I mean, I understand how it works, but like they did it so well.
It was flawless. And 2 seconds. 2 seconds flat. Like we weren't.
The dancers went in front of him so he can change and all of a sudden he's in a completely new outfit. I'm like, this is magic.
It's very impressive. We watched it back a bunch of times too. I'm like, I can't see the transition.
I can't see it.
I can't see it.
And I was so mad. But then that, and then like my other favorite was like Black Swan, especially where Jimin had his own solo and they played the orchestra version. I was like,
really
oh
cool.
my God, this is beautiful.
They got to showcase those classical dance skills.
Yes. Oh, it was so great. And then like even the opening, like I love Persona and like how the dancers were like mannequins like in the music video, Namjoon solo one.
They did a really good job.
And he even lit a mic on fire, and I was a little concerned at first, but it worked.
I thought it was a mistake the first time we saw it.
It wasn't a mistake. It was because we saw he did it the second time.
Yes.
And I would really like the streaming version for Black Swan, the orchestra version, and the Dionysus version they played at that concert, which was like a trap beat. I would really like that in my life for streaming. I'm willing to pay whatever. I mean, you already get enough of my money, but anyway, please let that be available. If you have to give me one, no, I can't choose. Maybe
I would say Dionysus.
But I love the Black Swan orchestra version so much.
Is it the same orchestra version that's on YouTube?
It's the same one in the music video that they're not in. So the one with the dancers.
Yes, that's what I meant.
But there's nowhere available to stream it outside of YouTube.
Yes, but you could watch that on YouTube where I don't.
But I want to take it somewhere where I don't have signal and still listen to it, which I can't.
But I don't think you can. Is there anywhere to watch the Dionysus version?
No.
That's what I mean. Like, at least you could watch it if you wanted to.
But still, I would like...
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would love that too.
Maybe even the Dope one. Because the version they use for Dope in all their concerts is different from the audio.
Yeah, they changed up quite a few of their songs. Like
I noticed that. Like they have different audio tracks for concerts than like the actual audio. Yeah. And sometimes I want the concert ones, but I don't have access to the concert versions.
Yeah.
Just give me one of those, please. Right. Maybe the Dionysus one, because that's the one I remember the most. Like, that was remixed, and like, I just want it so badly. Anyway, enough of my begging for that. It was a great concert. Again, like I mentioned earlier, like way at the beginning of this episode. This is a long-ass episode. It's fine. Well, I still haven't recovered from Jungkook's My Time. Yeah. I think I truly just had to accept that he's just gonna constant bias wreck me for the rest of their career.
He's rocking the man bun. I really appreciate it.
And that outfit he wore second day. Jimin was on his demon time too.
In all of our faces.
It's like after the 0 O'Clock song and then the VCRs, we went from demon time. Okay, we're gonna revive you guys with Taehyung's like inner child song and Jin's moon song.
I don't know how they found a child that looked like he would look as a child, but it was the cutest thing ever.
That was so cute.
Merry-go-round.
Yeah, and then I love Jin's performance too.
Yeah, he does great. His little moon scene is really cute. I love that song. It's one of my favorites.
I loved his dance that he did too.
Yeah. It was great.
I also like the Boy with Love version with the umbrellas, and the remix or the mix for that is also different.
Yeah, I don't know if like people who haven't seen this are just gonna hear us like
that's fine
picking references that they don't know what we're talking about, but they basically have like light up umbrellas that they do dance formations with.
Listen, really you can find anything on the internet. I'm sure you can just find a clip of what we're talking about. So, but yeah, it was good and bad and sad. And then I like for Hobie's like the ego one where they all came out and started dancing, and of course like the reason why I say they're the twerk team captain and co-captain because of course Taeyong and Yoongi started like throwing it back. So I was like, okay.
I really liked the dance that he created for that song because I wasn't expecting a dance for it. I mean, like I expect it with him in general to always have like be moving in a cool way. But the dance that they created for it is super cute. I really like it.
Are we still talking about Moon?
No, Ego.
Oh, okay, yes. Oh, yeah, that was adorable.
I've seen a bunch of people doing it on TikTok as well.
I'm surprised it didn't, like, become a new trend. It seemed like a really
I feel
cute,
like it was, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I think
Again,
it was
I'm
officially
also not that much on TikTok. So.
Yeah, I'm more involved in that. And I saw it all over the place, so I think it was.
Okay. I mean, that's good. But still. Yeah, those are our concerts. And honestly, this basically went from talking about concerts to just BTS concerts.
What's the other one we've been to? I
we've
mean,
been to together.
Yeah, we have DVDs for other groups.
Yeah.
We just got 7, but...
well, I have a bunch of DVD, like, concerts of BTS, but I think this is the first one where, like, I got to see it in person. So, like, obviously I can talk about my experiences outside of, like, the concert DVD more.
Yeah.
So... miss it. Still have the great videos on my phone. I don't go back and watch them. Well, I do sometimes, but I don't have the volume on because it's just me singing and I do not want to hear me, like I said, singing with my really bad broken Korean, just basically mumbling. That's all I'm pretty much doing.
And screeching the English
mumbling
parts.
and screeching. That was fun, Macy. Thanks for being with me to talk about our joys of our concert.
Right.
Is there anything else you wanted to say? Closing thoughts?
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to any new music that they're going to be putting out, whether we can see them live or not. I'm excited for the new album.
Strain B.
Yeah, Strain B should be out, right?
It'll be out.
What day
when
does it come out again?
The 20th.
The 20th. Okay, yeah. So it's
and this
coming out
episode's
really
coming
soon.
way after that.
Yeah, we'll still stream it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you can't still stream it.
So I'm excited about that, and then just hopefully in the future we can go to more concerts and things will start to get better.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. And thank you for being in this episode with me. So it's just both of us. And like I said, Nafis will be back next time. So, and Macy will also be back for future episodes. I don't want to spoil anything real quick, but we do have a fun game. And yes, it still includes BTS that we're going to play.
Yeah, we'll definitely, I feel like in the future we can definitely branch out into other groups.
Oh, yeah. But the first round of it, to make sure it goes smoothly, will be for BTS. That's going to be an interesting game. That's going to kind of test our friendship. We've known each other for like 16 years, yet I feel like I don't know your music taste.
Yeah, no, my music taste is all over the place. So, like we said, I'm a little bit of the wild card. I think I'll be able to guess some of yours, but you surprise me sometimes with which ones are your favorites.
I will definitely surprise you this time. Did I already start writing my list? I don't remember.
I have some of them written down, so I'm sure we'll review and clean it up, and I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, so look out for that, guys.
Okay.
So, Macy, you want to close us out for this episode?
So thank you for listening to today's episode. You can find us everywhere you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. If you're using that, let us know what you think in the comments. Also, you can follow us on social media at I Was Thinking Pod on Instagram and Twitter. If you have any questions, comments, or topics that you think we should talk about, email us at iwasthinkingpod@gmail.com. And thank you, and you'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.